Good evening. Welcome to Cryptic Crunch. I am your host, Will Schuyler. You know what? Let's just get into it. I don't have anything else to chat about right now. The following podcast may be disturbing to some diehard cryptid hunters. We're all here to have a good time, so sit back, have a drink, and let's learn together about myths, monsters, and legends. And cryptid festivals. With me, as always, Keisha!
Hi, guys. So I am on borrowed time. Just letting you guys know this. I have a wee one, a 7-month-old that most of you know about, that is sleeping downstairs and a little bit finicky, so she did seem to fall back asleep. So
if you hear something crying, it's not a banshee.
Uh-oh, there goes the banshee.
She shall.
I know. Okay, let's see if she goes back to sleep. If not, I might have to skedaddle, and I will try to make it on before the end of the show. But I'm going to talk fast, okay, guys? I'm going to give her a minute and talk fast. So we're talking about different cryptids and festivals around the world. And mine is the Lizard Man festival. Oh, you found, oh, I love you. You're so quick. Okay, I was going to say, because we were just talking about this before the show, and I was telling her on which one I was looking up. However, this picture that we're looking at, guys, for those of you that cannot see the picture, she pulled up the Lizard Man Festival and Comic-Con picture. If you want to see it for yourself, it's at lizardmanfestival.com. But it looks super cute. It's got like purple hair and a cute little tooth, and it's pretty adorable. I'm not gonna lie.
Kind of looks like a dragon, but
it does kind of look like a it does kind of look like a dragon. So the version that I was reading up on is a 7-foot tall, creepy lizard man with red glowing eyes. So a little bit of an inconsistency there, but if you're trying to make money off something, you might want to make it either super scary or super cute. That's generally how that works. If you want to make money.
What I find funny is it actually reminds me of the Disney cartoon called Pete's Dragon.
Oh, it does. That's why it's so cute.
But yes, definitely would love to check out the Bishopville Lizard Man Festival. I'm sorry. I was trying to find the actual website to it, and it wasn't working for me. But
so I was actually reading up on it in the Smithsonian magazine, like one does. So let me see if I can figure out. Searching. I'm searching. So let me see. Yes, so I found it on the Smithsonian magazine. The Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp is said to have terrorized Lee County in 1988, and according to some, continues to do so. Which, of course, if it's a cryptid, it's gonna keep terrorizing people. I mean, how are they supposed to have fun otherwise? So there's a lot of speculation around this, because since it is such a small town, a lot of people are like, well, it's just trying to get, some mucho dinero, some money flowing through there. But in 1988, a man, I believe. Sorry, I have to put my baby monitor back on now that I'm done reading. Make sure that there's not a banshee downstairs. Um, but Donna in the comments said that they have a Facebook page.
Thanks, Donna. Much
So a
appreciated.
lot of people said that it's kind of a ploy to get money flowing to a smaller town, which seems to be like a theme with things like this, with celebrations of cryptids. Basically, they go, "Hey, we got a cryptid too. Come celebrate with us." And of course, all of us nerds and us weirdos and people into cryptozoology and stuff like that. Um, sorry, I saw the comments and I giggled. Um, so, like, people who are into Comic Cons and cryptids and stuff like that will basically flock to anything that it's like a bug to a light. Just think of yourself as Mothman. You see a big shiny light and you go, wee. So I'm sorry, baby. Her foot hurts. I've got my other one up here. But
Her very own cryptid.
So they actually think that it's just to get people to come, like people like us, cute, adorable weirdos, to come to smaller areas so that they can create some sort of name for themselves. I don't know. Being me, I think that there's a good possibility lizard people do exist. But back in 1988, this fella was supposedly changing a tire or something. He got a flat tire by the side of the road, and he went to change it, got back in his car, and then this 7-foot lizard man with red glowing eyes hopped out and got on top of his car. And then it says he drove away and he was swerving and all that stuff to try to get this thing, whatever it was, off of the top of his car. But the kicker here is, since not a lot of people actually believed him, they basically went around and were like, you know what? But there is several other accounts in the area of this same creature.
Eli.
Thank you, Eve.
Lizard man be
car surfing. So they actually gave this guy, I can't remember his name. I would look it up on my phone. I had all my notes on my phone, and then my baby monitor is on my phone. So I don't know why I do that to myself. I should have just done it on the computer. It's either keep an eye on the baby or read notes about Lizard Man. It's a really hard decision. I'm not gonna lie. But they actually polygraphed this guy to see if he was lying, and he passed it with flying colors. It said that he was telling the truth, that this 7-foot lizard type man with red glowing eyes hopped on the top of his car. And
here in Winnipeg, we call that people on meth.
You know what? Honestly, I can see that happening. Like, some weird cosplayer just decides to go joyriding on the top of somebody's car. I mean, honestly, that does sound pretty fun. I might do that.
Remember when bath salts was like a big thing that people would be getting attacked, and
they were like, zombies are real. We're all getting eaten by zombies. Some guy ate this dude's face off. Like, oh, you know what? I miss those. We have to do a whole segment on that. How long ago was that?
Creatures.
I feel like that was when I was in high school. Because I remember everybody freaking out about people eating other people's faces, and I was like, yes! I am so weird. So, I don't know. I feel like...
I mean, it was, 88? So, I mean, you still had, like, LSD running, wild, and I think ecstasy was coming up, and
I mean, 88 was a weird year. That's when my husband was born. So I mean, I can attest to the weirdness of that era. I'm reading all of the comments. You guys are great. I love you guys. Oh my goodness.
Bath salts, zombie theme parks. Don't give the people in my city any ideas.
I feel like you guys, I feel like we're going to get shadow banned just from our comment section.
A whole lot of coke going on, says Don Dula.
They mean the Coke that you drink. Hashtag not sponsored. But we should be.
God. It was all happening in Florida in the deep south where voodoo was a thing along with bath salts.
That sounds like
you know what?
Good combination.
I feel bad for saying this about people in my province, but unfortunately, we've had a lot of people leave Manitoba and move to Florida. So I'm wondering if the two kind of combined.
So what you're saying is Canadians broke Florida. Is that what I'm hearing?
We have a lot of people that are snowbirds, so they'll go down south to. A lot of them will actually go down to Florida and stay throughout the whole winter.
As somebody that used to live in Florida, I'm almost positive 90% of them are not sober. I just, you know what? They eat hammerhead shark down there. I don't put anything past them. And for those of you that haven't heard that story, I don't know if I told it on here or not, but my mom fed me hammerhead shark when I was little because they caught it off the pier. And oh my gosh, I am forever traumatized. Florida, man. I also used to do seances in Florida, so my bad.
No, was that Florida where they tried to blow up a whale that got beached on the beach at one point?
I 100% would not put it past them. I've heard some things come out of Florida that probably shouldn't come out of anywhere. For those of you who like Dungeons and Dragons, I watched this series on YouTube called Man Shorts.
Oh my God.
And they do a Florida edition, and they actually base their storylines off of things that happen in Florida. Dude, Florida's got issues.
Okay, so Donna corrected me. The blown up whale was out in California. Okay. Eli T. Cash says it's been said that a lot of Florida craziness happened because Northerners showed up. I guess they coped too hard.
Y'all, oh.
I guess here's a perfect time to introduce the people in our chat.
Oh, yeah.
So we have Carl Woodsman. Hello, Carl.
Hi.
Hello, Donna, Carly, Carlene. Don Dula is here. She had the show pulled up but wasn't in the room, so would that count as hiding? Probably.
A lot of our viewers like to show up super early on here, and then they hide in the background. Like, we can see the comments, and they're like, I got here first. So Dan
Hollifield says, I'm not hiding. I was finishing up on Aphelion, and that's it. Left now are uploads and error checking. I guess that's the new project he's working on.
Okay, I have to sidetrack. You guys know we sidetrack every 5 seconds on this show, so you'll get used to it. But how do you guys find the energy to upload videos on these platforms? Like, I know we have somebody that does it for us. Like, we have a whole background team that does stuff like that. Shout out to Johnny. But, so we have somebody that does that. I don't know how, and maybe it's just because I live out in the middle of nowhere, but it takes me like days to upload one video if it's longer than 2 minutes. A 2-minute video is a good hour-long upload here.
Like, yeah, but I'm kind of like, I don't get enough hours with my job, but I should like in between me working and not working, I should probably upload more videos or at least clip some of these shows and post them to social media instead of bitching and posting to TikTok all the time.
Hey, you know what? TikTok is a rising star or something. I don't know. I need to I social media, man. I can't stand social media. I love social media and I hate it at the same time. Oh, did we say Eli is also in the comments?
Oh yes,
Yes.
I
Eli
need to
T
get a
Cash
new
is
mouse.
also in the comments over here.
Yes, he is. John P. Pico was suggesting a con involving back of the cereal box, but not do one involving Tommy Knockers in comics here in Tennessee. Oh, why not do one involving Tommy Knockers? That you know what? We could totally do that with it. Like make a makeshift cave and just hire people to dress up as like gnome-like creatures and
You don't even have to hire me. I will do it for free. By the way, my hands are freaking me out tonight. So I was at a party earlier. It was a kids party, guys. I don't go to cool parties. So
was
we were at a
LSD involved?
maybe, I don't know. Uh there was lots of Mario themed and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But somebody told me I had
So
fairy
mushrooms.
fingers. And now I feel like every time I look at my hands, like I feel like what? What are fairy fingers? I don't is that a thing? Like now I'm subconscious about my hands. Like are my hands weird, guys? I am so sleep
Someone
deprived.
said that you have weird fingers.
Yeah, they said
I
that like
don't know.
they
I
said
got weird
they're
fingers. Like
fairy
I'm double
fingers.
jointed. This is the crap that I do. So
So maybe it's just because my fingers are tiny. Because like I wear a size 5 ring. I guess that's not normal. Is that not normal? I don't know what size
I
people normally
that's
wear.
I think I'm a size 5'6". I think
I
it's
don't
something like that.
know. But
So
apparently my fingers are like super skinny and weird. I think thanks guys for making me self-conscious about my fingers today. Now every time I put my hand up to my face, all I can think about are my weird fingers. Okay, let's see. Um Carl says maybe they are delicate.
Eli, either caves down in Mammoth Caves or tunnels of Gallatin. We
Uh
can figure that out when we have a chance to chit chat about that.
Donna said, I'm feeling targeted in the early in the commenting part. I'm not saying it's you guys, but it is you guys. No. We do have some regulars that are always there behind stage. Like I can't comment and say hi back because I don't sign in because I am far too lazy for that. um, but I see it and we acknowledge you guys when we're backstage talking about what our show is not going to be about because um it never like we stay on subject for a little bit. We were like there for a whole 10 minutes. No, so we actually do have a couple more festivals that we were going to talk
Oh, that's
about.
a bad picture. That's the Hodag.
That is adorable and it reminds me of the labyrinth.
The Hodag statue in front of the Rhinland, Rhinland, oh my God, Rhinelander Chamber of Commerce. Man, you know what? My city hall sucks. We need a giant cryptid statue in front of our city hall. um, so, okay, the origins. In 1893, newspapers reported the discovery of a hodag in Raylander, Wisconsin. The articles claimed the hodag had the head of a frog, the grinning face, grinning face of a giant elephant, thick short legs set off by huge claws, the back of a dinosaur, and a long tail with spears at the end. The reports were instigated by well-known Wisconsin land surveyor, timber cruiser, and prankster Eugene Shepard. Who would have thought a prankster would come up with that? Who rounded up a group of local people to capture the animal. The group reported that they needed to use dynamite to kill the beast. Okay.
That sounds kind of excessive, but okay.
Okay, I'll see if I can get this image. All right, a photograph of the remains of the charred beast was released to the media. It
looks what?
The fiercest, strangest, most frightening monster ever set razor-sharp claws on Earth. It became extinct after its made food stores, all white bulldogs. That's very specific. Became scarce in the area. So apparently, nobody was adopting all white bulldogs anymore. And apparently this is the photograph that was released to the media.
I like it. So am I the only one that thinks it's cute? I feel like I've done so many of these that I'm just desensitized to them. And I'm like, it could be scarier. Like, show me something that's actually scary.
I mean, it could be one of those all-white bulldogs that, got rabies and decided to attack people.
The snarling and like the foam coming out of the mouth, and I don't know where the horns come in, but maybe the ears are just weird.
I think Donna says, I think it's cute.
My beautiful daughter over here suggests that you put the picture back up because she wants to see it again.
Oh, okay.
That's it. You see it? It looks like a puppy dog. A very cute puppy dog with scaly scale type things. There it is. How big was it supposed to be again? Because in the one picture, it looks like it's the size of a regular dog, but I imagine it's probably bigger.
Yeah, it just says the head of a frog, the grinning face of a giant elephant.
I don't know. No, I don't think they know what a frog looks like. Look at this cutie in the back here. This is my very own cryptid right there.
And of course it was, okay, so Shepard claimed to have captured another hodag in 1896, and this one was captured alive, according to Shepard's reports. He and several bear wrestlers, apparently that was like a big thing back then, placed chloroform on the end of the long pole, which they worked into the cave of the creature where it was overcome. So essentially they just went, hey, which one of these rags smells more like chloroform?
I bet you it smells good. Sniff it. Test it out. See if you could smell anything. No,
he displayed... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, my daughter is over here making some lovely faces at you guys. Go on, Willow.
He displayed this hodag at the first Oneida County Fair. Thousands of people came to see the hodag at the fair or at Shepard's display in a shanty at his house. Having connected wires to it, Shepard would occasionally move the creature, which would typically send the already skittish viewers fleeing the display. As newspapers locally statewide and then nationally began picking up the story of apparently remarkable living creature. A small group of scientists from the words Smithsonian Institute in Washington announced they would be traveling to Rainlander to inspect the apparent discovery. Their mere announcement spelled the end, as Shepard was then forced to admit that the hodag was a hoax.
That sounds like a cover up to me. I know generally if somebody's got to go investigate it and they're like, oh, ha ha ha, JK, cover up. Just like aliens, man. It's all just a cover up. So, speaking of big festivals and stuff like that around cryptids and aliens, Area 51 always has some things going on.
What was it? Was it during the pandemic they tried doing something at Area 51 that ended up being like a complete flop?
Yeah, they were all supposed to storm Area 51, and it just honestly did not pan out the way. Like, I'm sorry, you guys, they have more guns than us. And so I imagine that wasn't a good idea. But no, around that area, there's always festivals going on for aliens, and creepy critters, and stuff like that. Because, let me see. Oh, Eli says there is an alien festival somewhere in Kentucky. That also sounds. As with everything, I have also lived in Kentucky, and I see that Kentucky is a weird place, man. Then again, any place that I've lived is probably going to be extremely weird. I don't think I could live in a normal place.
Yeah, considering the story of the crashed alien ship and in my province, you'd think that we would have an alien festival.
I feel like being a small town, like I live in a village with like maybe 300 people tops, in the middle of cornfields. I feel like I need a cryptid con. Bring the people here. We're getting a Dollar General. Let's bring let's get some. I mean, we're making it big, people. They are literally putting a Dollar General in the middle of a cornfield.
Oh my God.
It's like a mile down from our house. And I'm like, what is the concept? But if we're big enough to get a Dollar General, guys, we're big enough for CryptidCon. Let's make this happen.
In the small town that I came from, it was funny how the town started to grow. It started to grow when I became somewhat of an adult, and so we got like the first Tim Hortons out in Oak Bank, and then it's like, oh, what's going to be next? And then of course, like Subway started coming up. Now the town itself has exploded because people are leaving Winnipeg to go to Oak Bank, and it's like, it's only a matter of time before Walmart moves in.
You know what? Honestly, I have to drive 46 minutes, almost 56 minutes. It's on the other side of the town that we have to get to. So 46 minutes plus whatever it takes to get to the other side of the town. That's how long it takes us to get to Walmart from here. So I would gladly take a Walmart. I'm actually surprised they're putting a Dollar General here. I don't know who's going to shop there besides me, but maybe.
Okay, so the other small town that I lived in, it was a dry town for the longest time, and I'm still shocked that there's a liquor mart there. I'm like, whoa.
Our village is so small that we don't even have a bar.
Is the bar outside of the town?
Our closest bar is about 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not that bad.
All of its cornfields. If any of the farmers want to go have a drink, they got to make a drive in their tractor.
Why go to the bar when you can make it yourself at home, right?
I mean, honestly, that's true. I've got some old juice sitting down. I found an old thing of juice in the back of my fridge the other day, and I set it out outside the fridge, and I was like, you know what? At this point, I'm pretty sure it's fermented enough to call this wine. I opened it up, and I was gonna take a drink of it, and I was like, whoo, whoo, that's some good stuff. No, but I did.
Some of the Dollar General customers might be odd enough to be cryptids. Oh my god. I love you, Carl.
I myself do shop at Dollar General, so that is yes, I can see that. Am I proud of it? No, but yes. Actually, you know what? Side note, Dolores wants to work at Dollar General when she grows up. So I mean, having one down the street is probably honestly a good thing, because
what's the legal age for
hopefully 6. Have you guys seen the economy? We need everybody working.
Up here, it's free child labor begins at 16.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know what it is in Illinois.
That's the legal age that you're allowed to start work.
You know, honestly, it's Illinois. Who knows? Oh, Carl over here.
Come see the levitating cashier at the Dollar General.
Oy vey. Yep, that's my daughter. Aren't we proud?
My husband make that a thing.
My husband actually made the joke about that earlier. We were going past where we were driving past where they're going to put the Dollar General in, and we were like, you know what? Walking in, grab a thing for filling out paperwork and stuff to get a job, and just fill one out for our 6-year-old and be like, hey, here you go. And they'd be like, oh, looks great, but I think you got the year wrong. No, that is when she was born. She is 6 years old. Hey, it's her dream job. So, my sister-in-law works at Dollar General, and so every time we go to Dollar General in a couple towns over, when my sister-in-law is working, she lets Dolores cash us out and scan everything. So that is her future goal in life for Dollar General. So it's just making it easier on me because she don't got to go far to get to work. Let's see. Oh, are we... I was trying to make sure we caught up on all the beautiful commenters over here. You guys are my favorite.
So Don Dula says the creature looked like a danger kitty. There seems to be quite a bit, like when it comes to cryptids, cat-like creatures.
I'm still convinced it's from the Labyrinth. I can see it singing. Oh, look up the creature from the Labyrinth. It looks like him. I swear.
Right.
Let me see. I can't remember what his name is called. He's this big creature from the Labyrinth, but that's what it reminds me of.
Which one you're talking about? That giant. Oh yeah,
the big one,
the hairy dude. Yeah.
It looks like that.
Okay, yeah, it kind of does.
Just less hairy and on all fours. And Carl, we might have another festival. Carl's over here trying to get us back on track. Honey, you know we don't have tracks here.
There we go.
Technically, I think we do have more festivals. We actually have an entire list of festivals if you guys would like us to go over them. We could when, where, and how to be. All of my notes are on my phone, so I am useless Yeah, but look, does it not look like it's, by the way, The Labyrinth is my favorite movie of all time. Um I was going to marry David Bowie, but he died before his time. So I named my sourdough David Dowie after him.
Oh,
Um David Dowie's still kicking. He's in my fridge. Some of them's on my counter, some of them's in my fridge, you know. Normal things to say on a podcast for Cryptid Crunch. Let me see. It reminds me of a hairless Falcor from Neverending Story from Dawn Doulas.
oh no. Yep.
I actually have that right over here on VHS.
All right. So we all know about the Flatwoods Monster, right? Also known as the Braxton County Monster or the Phantom of Flatwoods.
For those of us that do not, Willow, explain.
Okay, at 7:15 p.m. on September 12th, 1952, two brothers, Edward and Fred May, and their friend Tommy Hayer said that they saw a bright object across the sky and land on the property of local farmer G. Bailey Fisher. The boys went to the home of Kathleen May, where they told their story. May, accompanied by three boys, local children Neil Nunley and Ronnie Shaver, and West Virginia National Guardsman Eugene Lemon went to the Fisher farm in an effort to locate whatever it was the boys had said that they seen. The group reached the top of the hill where Nunley said that they saw a pulsing red light. Lemon said he aimed a flashlight in the direction and momentarily saw a tall man-like figure with a round red face surrounded by a pointed hood-like shape. Descriptions varied in an article for Fate magazine based on his tape recorded interview. UFO writer Gray Barker described the figure as approximately 10 feet. What is with these 10 feet tall aliens?
We like them tall, okay? If it's gonna be an alien, it's gotta be tall. Are you gonna be afraid of a 2-foot alien?
Depending. with a round blood red face, a large pointed hood-like shape around the face, eye-like shapes which emitted greenish orange light, and a dark black and green body. May described the figure as having small claw-like hands, clothing like folds, and a head that resembled the ace of spades. According to the story, when the figure made a hissing sound and glided towards the group, Lemon screamed and dropped his flashlight, causing the group to run. I am trying very hard not to make a joke about the KKK in this situation. Maybe he got lost from the group.
Oh, sweet Jesus.
The group said that they had smelled a pungent mist, and some later said that they were nauseated. The local sheriff and a deputy had been investigating reports of a crashed aircraft in the area. They searched the site and reported monster, but heard and smelled nothing. According to Barker's account, the next day, A. Lee Stewart Jr. of the Braxton Democrat claimed to have discovered skid marks on the road in the field and an odd gummy deposit. Maybe someone shit themselves, which were subsequently attributed.
I thought about that in my brain the second you said skid marks.
That's where my brain went. I'm sorry, guys.
So did mine. We're great. Let's okay, go on.
Which were subsequently attributed to UFO enthusiast groups as evidence of a saucer. Okay. According to former news editor Holt Byron, Newspaper stories were carried throughout the country, radio broadcasts were carried on large networks, and hundreds of phone calls were received from all parts of the county. The National Press Services rated the story no number 11 of the year. A minister from Brooklyn came to question the May family. A Pittsburgh paper sent a special reporter. UFO and Fortean writers like Gray Barker and Ivan T. Sanderson arrived to investigate. Wow. So yes, there is the Flatwoods Monster. Here I should. You guys may want to see this. The legend of Flatwoods Monster also inspired media beyond West Virginia. The video games Fallout and Everybody's Golf each contain references to the legend. Located in the town of Sutton, the Braxton County seat is the Flatwoods Monster Museum, which is dedicated to the legend. The Braxton County Convention and Visitors Bureau also built a series of 5 tall chairs in the shape of the monster. And I'll post that up right away. So I'm sure some of you in the chat has seen these chairs.
You know what? Honestly, I haven't, but now I want to go visit them.
Yeah. Carl's brain went in the same direction. Skid marks, gummy substances.
We're all one here.
How many legs and arms does the 2-foot alien have? Says Dawn. And can you see if it has sharp teeth? Is it hairy, scaly, etc.? So many qualifiers to
You know
decide
what? Actually, I thought about that now, and I used to be terrified of the Leprechaun movies. So yes, I would be deathly afraid of a 2-foot monster. Yep. I always used to think that while I was sleeping in bed, they were gonna shove like screwdrivers up through the bed and stab me. I had a weird childhood, guys. A really weird childhood. So I can't remember. Was it you or was it me looking it up? The really large 500-pound snapping turtle.
Oh,
was that you that sent that? Or was it me doing just random
Beast
research?
Of Boggy Creek? Is that what we were
discussing?
Yes. Or
I was gonna say I know there was another one that we were looking at.
Yeah,
discussing.
the giant turtle. Yeah, I think that.
Are we doing that on this episode, or are we waiting for another episode?
I will. We have time, so.
That's true.
By the way, how much do you love Wikipedia?
Honestly, Wikipedia is lifesaver. I actually do a yearly donation. You know when they do their drive to get money from people who actually use Wikipedia? I am one of those crazy people that donates to them because I use them so much that I feel like I owe them that.
I heard baby noises. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm hoping she goes back to sleep, but if not, I might have to skedaddle again. Well, a skedaddle for the first time. She fell asleep the first time, so let's hope we get lucky.
Okay.
Oh, see, I'm not the only crazy person. Carl says he donates to Wikipedia too. See, you gotta like support the things you use, or else they'll disappear.
Sorry, the giant turtle is Indiana folklore. The Beast of Busco.
Okay.
Okay. This is a funny story, though. Sorry, go ahead.
She seems to not be. She seems to be moving around quite a bit, so I don't think she's gonna go back to sleep on her own this time.
Oh.
But on that note, tell them all about the cool 500-pound snapping turtle, because that sounds dangerous.
This one, I believe it could actually be a real thing.
Yeah, see? We talk about some real things here. Okay, guys. Yeah, she's not going
Oh,
to bed on her own.
okay.
But I love you all. Thank you for being here. And look up this stuff if you want to see me. Bye.
All right. So, in 1898, a farmer named Oscar Falk claimed to have seen a giant turtle living in the 7-acre lake on his farm near Churubusco. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that name, Indiana. He told others about it, but eventually he decided to drop the matter. A half century later, in July 1948, two Churubusco citizens, Ora Blue and Charlie Wilson, not the, I believe that's not the Charlie Wilson everybody thinks it is, also reported seeing a huge turtle weighing an estimated 500 pounds while fishing on the same lake, which had come to be known as Falk Lake. A farmer named Gail Harris owned the land at the time. Harris and others also reported seeing the creature. Word spread. In early 1949, a UPI reporter from Fort Wayne sent the story on the wire service, and the turtle became nationally famous. Curious mobs of sightseers began to invade Harris and forcing state police to be called in for traffic control. After many doubted the existence of the turtle, Harris made several attempts to catch the beast, including draining the lake by pumping the water into an area sealed up by the dam with the help of Orville Bright and Kenneth Leach, only for the dam to break when the lake had almost been entirely drained. But despite many attempts, Oscar, named after the original owner of the farm, was never captured. In March 1949, an attempt to send a deep-sea diver into the pond failed when the wrong equipment was delivered to the Harris farm. Photographer for Life magazine, Mike Shea, took 299 photos of the site, but they were deemed unusable. Shocking. Cultural impact. Oscar's memory lives on in Churubusco's Turtle Days festival held each June. It includes a parade, carnival, and turtle races. A turtle shell labeled Beast of Bosco hangs in the Two Brothers restaurant in Decatur, Indiana. A small concrete statue of the turtle sits on the sidewalk at the main intersection of the center of Churubusco. So, yeah. I'm glad that you guys are sticking with me. So if anybody has gone to see any of these interesting things, I'd love to see photos in the future. Okay, so the Beast of Boggy Creek is an Arkansas folklore. Description. Various reports between 1971 and 1974 described it as being a large bipedal creature covered in long dark hair. It was estimated to be about 7 feet tall with a weight of 250 to 300 pounds. Later reports claimed that it was far larger, with one witness describing it as 10 feet tall, with an estimated weight of 800 pounds. Some accounts describe the spook monster as running swiftly with a galloping gait and swinging its arms in a fashion similar to a monkey. Reports also describe it as having a terrible odor, the odor being described as a combination of a skunk and a wet dog, and as having bright red eyes about the size of silver dollars. You know, I'm starting to see a theme here about the bright red eyes. A variety of tracks and claw marks have been discovered which are claimed to belong to the creature. One set of footprints reportedly measured 17 inches in length and 7 inches wide, while another appeared to show feet that only possessed 3 toes. The history behind this monster: prior to the 20th century, several alleged sightings in this general area related to a large hairy creature circulated in 1851. Report in the Memphis Inquirer. Oh my God, I can't read. Inquirer, and an 1856 report in the Caddo Gazette. Local residents claim that the creature had roamed the area since 1964, but those sightings had not been reported. Local folklore also holds that the creature can be further traced back to sightings in 1946. Most early sightings were allegedly in the region of Jonesville, and as the creature was known as the Jonesville Monster during this period. In 1955, the creature was allegedly spotted by a 14-year-old boy who described it as having reddish-brown hair, sniffing the air and not reacting when it was fired upon with a birdshot. Investigator Joe Nickel observed that the description was consistent with the misidentified black bear. And the festival, since 2013, the Fook Monster Festival, previously called the Boggy Creek Festival, has been an annual event dedicated to discussions, presentations, and lore related to the creature and other similar monsters. Proceeds benefit the Fook School District, which over $3,000 have been raised in 2019. There's also been a film about it, The Legend of Boggy Creek, in 1972. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it. The story of Bobby Ford's encounter with the Fook Monster was the subject of 1972 docudrama horror film, The Legend of Boggy Creek. Initially titled Tracking the Fook Monster. Maybe I would read better if I wore my glasses. Which played in a movie and drive-in theaters around the country. It was written by Earl E. Smith and directed by Charles B. Pierce. The part of Bobby Ford was played by Glenn Currath. The part of Elizabeth Ford was played by Bunny D. Fook garage owner Willie E. Smith, on whose land three-toed footprints were found, starred as himself. Many characters were named after the people who played them. Much of the film was shot on location in Fook and nearby Texarkana, though some scenes were also filmed in Shreveport, Louisiana, and most of the cast were local people or Texarkana college students. The film is believed to have cost $160,000 to make. It grossed $20 million at the box office. There was also a return to Boggy Creek, Boggy Creek 2, The Legend Continues, Boggy Creek, The Legend is True in 2010, The Legacy of Boggy Creek in 2011, and Boggy Creek Monster in 2016. So apparently Boggy Creek is really popular. Don says, I have been politely asked to change locations, so said requestor can go to bed. I will see if you are still going on once I relocate. If I don't make it back soon enough. We got about 5 more minutes of this nonsense, so hopefully Don finds a location suitable to watch the last little bit. Carl says, oh yeah, I read about that turtle. Yeah. I'm looking at my list here. Okay, so we all know about the Mothman Festival. That's pretty much it. I mean, I'm sure there's lots of events and conventions that we can't touch on tonight, but I'm sure that there's going to be some more popping up in the future. And who knows? Maybe Winnipeg will start up our own cryptid festival. I mean, I will be running, helping run our sci-fi convention in next year. So maybe an additional cryptid crunch something or other may pop up. So Donna wants to go to the Mothman Festival. I would love to go and see, like, you know what? One of these days when I actually get off my butt and make enough money, maybe I will travel. Because I'd like to. There's a list of places that I'd like to visit, and going to the Mothman Festival would be actually kind of fun. All right, so in the last 5 minutes, let's do this. All right, so if you enjoyed the show, you guys can go on patreon.com/cerealboxpodcast, become a Cereal Box super friend, and donate to our show. I promise our technology will and can get better with your donations. And if you're watching this on Facebook, like, share, subscribe, give stars if you feel inclined to do so. If you're watching on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. And I think even Instagram, if some of you are watching through Instagram, you can also do the like and subscribe. So yeah, you can find me all over social media. I am somewhat the social media socialite. I am on YouTube. I am on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram. And soon to be on other platforms, I'm sure, in the future. Thank you guys for joining me here. And sorry, Keisha couldn't make it for the rest of the show, but you can also find her on social media if you look up A Cup Creations. She is on Instagram. She is on Facebook. Thank you, Carl, very much. I appreciate you and everybody in the chat. She's got her own cryptids and creatures to look after. So wishing you guys all a great night and can't wait to see you for our next show. We have, so far, we have Lauren from the Ice Cream Queens joining us for our next episode. So I'm looking forward. We're going to be talking about the legend of the Lady in White. So I'll see if I can get up some other creepy people to join us for that discussion. So yeah, looking forward to that. You guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you around.